Rapture Day. It's the Rapture Day. Just waiting on Jesus. Just waiting on Jesus. Alexa's reminding me that I'm going live in 10 minutes. Thanks, Alexa. I'm coming on early. All right, getting my computer up here ready so we can chat. It must be on a delay, huh? Yep, welcome to the chat. That's cool. Oh yeah, right. Shells, it's amazing, man. Yeah, I wish all the Christians would just give me all their stuff, cause you ain't gonna need it in heaven. Yeah, it's just crazy. So, I guess. Wait, you probably can't hear me, huh? I didn't have the microphone on me. Sorry. Hey, what's up? Does that sound better? Yeah, man. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. You know, I was talking to someone today. Actually, I was talking to my wife last night, and I just find this rapture stuff to be just nutty. You know, there's a level of um, there's a level of Christianity that's fine, right? I mean, I'm sure you know Christians. I know Christians that are just fine people. They're, fine to be around. They're fine. And then there's the rapture people. They weird, dude. They weird, just downright weird. So listen, I see all these questions popping up, and I need to figure out how to pardon me here, but let me see what I need to click on so I can see what's the conversation going. Why isn't it letting me do it? I can see you guys are making comments, but why can't I see it on my computer? Ah, there it is. Ah, there we go. It's insane, dude. It's insane. Let me get my computer so I can be replying and commenting back to you guys. I'm wearing my glasses. It's a rainy day here in Kansas City, so it's just one of those cash days. It was a bad hair day for me, so I put it up. But anyway, okay. Let's see what you all saying. Yeah, I've been working a lot. You can hear me. Sweet. Someone went to the science museum to make sure they didn't get raptured. Yeah, truly, Luke. I mean, it truly, yeah, it's at least every year. Every year there's some moron that gives some date for the return of Jesus. It ain't happening today. It ain't happening tomorrow. It's not happening anytime ever. Jesus died, y'all. 2,000 years ago. He's still dead. Yeah, Tyler. I mean, it truly is just absolutely insane. Oh man. Ambushed apostate that greatly disappointed. Uh, Blossom. Is that your name or just your screen name? That's a cool name either way. Well, thank you, Z Hunter. I'm glad you found me. Hey, what's up, Dave? What's up, brother? If you don't know who Dade is, y'all, you need to watch his stuff. I think he mainly does shorts. They're funny, super funny. Dade Murphy. You guys should look him up. He just made a comment. Click on his deal and subscribe to Dade. Timmy just disappeared. Yo, what's up? What's up, Dade? Oh, what kind of moron was this SPQR fucking moron? Oh man, I don't know if he's talking about me. Like nothing wrong with being gay, but I'm not gay. I'm definitely more liberal than I would be conservative. Yeah, dude, what a fucking moron. More about my ring, my big ring that I hand carved and I made it. There's not much to tell you about it except I made it. Your favorite ex pastor. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you, Dade. Oh, thank you. Anne Marie Castro. You and your husband love my videos. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. I do. I know I need to do more lives. I just don't get a chance to. I'm a working man. I'm working. I got a lot going on. Especially it's wedding season. That's honestly one of the reasons I don't get to do lives much right now is it's wedding season. So like this last weekend we had 6 weddings. So as you can imagine, um, free samples. You funny man. It's a Tiso. It's just a little Tiso. You guys, man. I was uh, I can't read every comment. They're flying by. Um, you know, one of the things besides the fucking rapture thing, which is just complete horseshit, it ain't happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've said this many many times. Like, there's absolutely certain there's no Bible God like a God that cares and that answers prayer like that. that kind of God doesn't exist. Obviously, I don't know if there's some supreme being out there, some, what do you call it? Prime mover, if you will, some superior something that was like, I mean, right? It's unlikely, but I don't fucking know. So I've never claimed to know there is no God. I do know that there's no Bible God. There's clearly like that's to me. I mean, what do you think, Dade? I mean, it's just so obviously clear that there is no God that gives a shit about you and me, uh, right? Like, because if there was a God that gave a shit, then Camp Mystic wouldn't have been flooded, you know, like there wouldn't have been the recent assassination. Like, I mean, if there was a God that really, really did care, then none of that shit would be happening. Uh, just clearly, right? Clearly. So, when I say I don't know, I'm only referring to the idea of some supreme being, like if there is a collective consciousness, like whatever. Okay, maybe, I don't know. I don't personally believe in it, but there's no Bible God. Like that's for absolute certain. There is no Bible God. It's a joke, man. I mean, I was talking to my wife. Exactly. What did Dade say? To even think that there was a God that loved humanity is to completely overlook the fact that Genesis 6 exists. I mean, yeah. Uh, it's just absolutely, absolutely ridiculous to think that there's a God like the Bible describes that listens to our prayers, and if you have enough faith, he'll make you rich, he'll heal you. It's all fucking bullshit, man. It's not real. It's a delusion. It is truly, it's a mental condition. For real. Literally, I believe, and not that everybody that believes, because like I've said it so many times, I have a lot of Christian friends, but they're not the nutty types, right? They're not trolling on the internet saying the most moronic, ridiculous, dumb stuff ever. Uh, Clearly, um, they're just good people that have a community they go to and whatever. But they believe in God and Jesus, but they also believe in evolution, and that's fine. People, I mean, obviously, do what you want, do whatever makes you happy, do what makes you a better person. I was thinking about this. I was talking to my wife about this the other day, and I'll come back to that, Jake. Why it took me so long? I mean, I want to finish my thought, and then I'll come back to that. The question I was asking my wife last night. We were talking about morality and everything, and I said, it's absolutely clear. Like, this doesn't even take. You don't even need to be that observant. Christians clearly do not have the corner market on morality. Clearly. Just look at so many pastors and the scandals and all the shenanigans that go on, right? It's insane. It is literally insane. To think that like someone like a Kenneth Copeland is even a Christian. I know that he's a preacher, an evangelist, a scam artist. Like, the dude's not even Christians criticize people like him because he's a freaking fraud. He's just scamming people out of their money, and that guy's a complete and utter scam. He's a moron. I can't even believe anyone follows him or watches him on TV, he is a complete joke. And he's just ripping people off. If there was a devil, which there is no devil, like he's actually working for the devil, right? If there was a devil, there isn't a devil, right? There is no God, there is no devil. It's all made up. There are no ghosts and goblins. There is no tooth fairy, by the way. And the earth is a sphere. Just FYI. So someone asked, how was it that I no, Randy, Jesus doesn't save at all. You're wrong. How did I stay in it so long? Well, that's a great question, and I've addressed it before in other videos. I was raised in it, right? I mean, I was born on the church pew. I mean, like literally days after my birth, I was in church. And I was at church Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, revival meeting, camp meetings, prayer meetings, like you name it, I was there, right? And so all of my friends, all of my family, all of my relationships, I'm in the Midwest. So everybody was Christian, like, and you're watching TV and you see a football player score a touchdown and he gets down on one knee and is like, thank God. So, I mean, it's just like, okay, I guess this is all, I guess all this shit's true. And I was inundated with it. And so, it was confirmation bias. Everything about everything was just continually feeding that belief in me. And yeah, like most people, I would have questions or doubts or concerns or, like, I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just like, is that possible to build an ark? Is that like literally possible to do? Like single-handedly? I mean, even with your two sons helping, like, is that possible? Could you do that? With God can do anything, right? With God, all things is possible, right? So, that's my belief system. So anything that would have been in my mind like that's humanly impossible, but not with God, right? With God, all things are possible. So all of a sudden, the impossible is becoming possible through this nutball belief, this delusional belief that God's doing all these miraculous things, which He's not, right? No one's getting healed. There's no such thing as healings. Like literally that is 100% bullshit. Like you have to know that, right? I would hope that you all are smart enough to know that there is no such thing as divine healing. Now, there are healings, meaning, people can, like, yeah, tumors will disappear. Doesn't matter if you pray, if you're a Christian, if you're Hindu, if you're Buddhist, if you're atheist, it doesn't matter. Sometimes that'll just happen. Random, right? It would be some kind of an evidence if anytime Christians prayed, something actually happened, like really supernatural. That would be worth looking at. That would literally be worth investigating for real. Like that would be like, that's interesting. Have you ever noticed that every time a Christian prays, they get healed without chemotherapy, without the doctors? You know what I mean? Like that would be testable, provable, repeatable, right? Like there's none of that. Absolutely none of that. None of that. No one's ever been healed of Down syndrome. No one's ever been healed of Alzheimer's. No one's ever had cerebral palsy, however you say that word, cerebral palsy. No one's ever been healed of that. Not a Christian, no religion of any faith, no one, no amputee has ever grown a leg, grown an arm, grown a finger, not even grown an eyelash. That shit does not happen because it's not real. It's fake. It's made up. It's fiction. That shit never happens. So when you hear someone say, I've seen miracles, no, you haven't seen miracles. Absolutely not. It does not happen. It's just not happening. Nope, Jesus is a no show again today and every day since. Oh gosh, how many rapture things have I just in my lifetime? Gosh. Um Honestly, I'm 56 and going back to about when I could really remember it. Almost every year starting when I was like 10. So some, 40 different predictions. I did a video about it. The reality is Pentecostal preachers are always predicting it, and they never make the news. It never becomes like a huge prediction, right? It's just a local church prediction. And so you'll get many of those. I like in a year, I remember 4 or 5 different dates that were given by the pastor of the little church that I went to, where it's this date, and then that date came and went, as they always will, and came and went, did another date, came and went, did another date, and he actually said, I remember this just because he passed away not too many years ago, but he said that the Lord promised him that he would be alive to see the rapture of the church. Nope, he died, so we didn't get to see it. Dade says the rapture, miracles, resurrections are all as real as Kylie Jenner's lips. That's right. That's right. Oh, Ken Ham. Ken Ham is such a joke, dude. Ken Ham and the money is rich off of just complete horse. Just it's absolutely insane. Oh, let me go back to something else. I was talking to my wife about because we were laying in bed and I said, I don't even know what happened to me. And she goes, what do you mean? I said, sometimes I'm so shocked that I'm atheist. Like it sometimes is so surreal because I was, despite what some ridiculous, moronic, idiotic Christians will say to anyone who's ever left the faith, well, they never really were saved. It's like, oh, they never really knew the real Jesus. It's like, it's like this looks like such morons. That is so stupid. It's like, get a freaking life. Anyway, uh, and I said, no, I said, I really believed it, like I was so convinced. I literally believed that Jesus was coming back on a white horse and the trumpet was going to sound and all of it. I believed Jonah was swallowed by a big fish. I believed Noah built an ark. I believed all of it. All of it was fucking true, right? It's all true. And so, I was talking to my wife about that. I said, I don't even know what happened to me. Like, I don't, because there was no event. I've had people say, Timmy's mad at God. Dude, God doesn't exist. I'm not mad at God. That'd be like going, I'm mad at the tooth fairy. I'm mad at the. It's like, of course, I'm not mad at God. God doesn't exist. There is no God. Especially that there is no God that I once believed in. Um, oh yeah, absolutely. That's what Dade said. Is just it's wild, isn't it? Anyway, So, I said, man, I just don't know. I don't know what the breaking point was for me. Like, I mean, dude, I was pastoring a church, right? And I was dedicating myself to the Lord. I was praying every day. I was tarrying 1 hour. Like literally, I was one of those dudes. Like I was the dude that woke up early, prayed for an hour. Not every day, but I prayed every day. That's a fact, right? I definitely prayed every day. Not every day for an hour, but I'd get up, pray, do a prayer walk. I'd worship. I'd pray in tongues. I'd read my Bible. And I was in it to win it, right? I really believed it. So now to be where I'm at now, yeah, it's just wild. And I do sometimes think to myself, how in the hell did I ever believe this to be true? Because, as as a former Christian, as a Christian, I believed all other religions were bullshit. Right? Even many of the Christian ones. I didn't think I didn't think they was really saved. I definitely didn't think any of the Lutherans or the Methodists or the Episcopalians or no, they're deceived too. Uh, and definitely didn't believe any of the other major religions, right? Jews haven't accepted Jesus, so they're wrong. Hindus have too many gods. There's only one God, my God, of course, right? Of course, Mormonism is a cult. Can I just say Mormonism is weird, like super fucking weird, and the cult. Jehovah's Witnesses, what Dade was a part of, like they're nutty. Like let Dade tell you about it. Jehovah's Witnesses are fucking weird. I mean, they're the ones, aren't they the ones that don't celebrate birthdays and holidays and it's just weird. So, so there's that. But that's what I thought as a Christian. That's what I thought was a Christian. I mean, when I was a Christian, I thought all those other religions, but not the one I believe in. No, all the other ones is myth, but the one I believe in is real. It's true, right? I feel it in my heart. It's so absolutely crazy. It is. It's absolutely wild, man. It's absolutely wild. So, um, no, Jake Green, I so here's what I'm thinking about doing. And Seth Andrews of the Thinking Atheist. He's a friend of mine, and he and I are talking about maybe trying to do something. And in fact, I'm going to be giving him a buzz tomorrow to if we make it through the rapture. Talk to him about doing some kind of an event. Thank you, Dade. I appreciate you, brother. That was sweet, man. Thank you. Love you, man. Um, I think we're gonna do some kind of something, and depending on whether you know, depending on what Seth decides and what we all decide, um, I'd like to do something regardless. Like I'd love to do you know, people come to Kansas City and you know, I don't know. I just don't know. Like we could, I don't know, go play frisbee golf, go out to eat, and then go to a park and you know sit and talk, or I just don't. At this point, I'm so new. I've only been doing this a year, so I'm I'm not that popular. I mean, I'm thankful for the what popularity I do have. I mean, it's awesome. Um, I just don't know if I have enough followers to, to get a big group to come in. You know what I mean? So I'd have to kind of see what the interest would be. Um, but being centrally located, I think could help. And I, being in the wedding business, I have a bunch of friends that have venues. So if it's during the off season where weddings aren't as busy, um, we could definitely get a space. So if we had 100 people that wanted to come in, um, and get tickets to hear me talk, and get a chance to hang out, we could even cater in a meal, have an open bar, and have some fun. I mean, it'd be cool. It'd be fun. I'd love to do it. I'm down to do it, but things are easier said than done, right? It's even one thing for people to say, do it, we'd love it, and then to find a date that works for everybody. And I think it would only make sense. I don't know what the number would be. I just don't know. I don't know what the number would be, but I would think it would only really make sense if we were going to have around 100 people. I think it would only make sense if we had about 100 people. Um, so let me know in the comments. I'll go back and I'm obviously not able to read all these comments coming in, but you know, yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be fun. I'd love to, and we could have some topics. I could definitely get Seth to come up. He's down in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Maybe I could get Dade to come in and be here. And there's a couple other people that I know. Um, it'd be fun to shoot the shit and all that stuff. So, all right, let's see what else. Let's see what else everybody's saying. Oh, the Christians are coming out. Oh man. Well, thank you. Well, that was a weird sound. Huh. It's like someone just was going to come in. Is someone at my door? Or is that the cat? Oh, I think it's the cat. I was like, what is going on? Uh yeah, let me see if I can see some of the comments. Oh, Randy, dude. You are such a moron, dude. I'm so sorry. Bye, Randy. You are just in a delusion and don't know it. Yeah, it really was my cat, which Nova, come here, hon. Yeah, it was the cat. I thought someone was coming in the front door. I was like, what in the world's going on? Lady Alex, lifelong unabashed atheist. Thank you. I'm so shocked at the things that people think about my tattoos. I've been judged. I've had people judge me because of my tattoos, which is crazy. Like literally, I don't understand that. Like, but that gives me a real insight on what their level of awareness or intelligence is. Oh, because normally the only people that ever have problems with tattoos are either super religious morons or super super old people that it's just culturally, like my case in point, my grandpa who's passed, my papa, he didn't believe in facial hair, he didn't believe in guys having earrings, and he definitely wasn't for tattoos. he loved me, but he definitely wished I didn't have all the tattoos, and definitely wished I never grew out, my chin hair or my beard when I grow a beard, which you all can probably tell. I change my facial hair all the time. Just as soon as you get used to one look, I change it up. Keep you guessing. Yeah, Dan Barker. Oh, sorry if I'm hitting that. I just realized. Sorry about that. Hitting the microphone. Um, yeah, Dan Barker seems like a cool dude. I would like to connect with him actually. Someone said that the James said that Randy sent a Jehovah's Witness to my house. That is funny, dude. That is fucking funny. Yeah, it's Jesus at the door. Oh, thank you, Guru. Yeah, I have a lot of tats, man. I mean, I have a lot. I'm loaded. I have a bunch. My little milkshake. I've done a whole video about all my tattoos. I've got a lot of them. Yeah. Well, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. Very, very sweet. Seriously, thank you so much. I really do. I really do appreciate any and all. Like, I just really appreciate it. Um, Obviously, I don't talk much about it all. Like I don't. I know I've seen lives before, and people are like asking for money. I don't know. I just feel uncomfortable doing that. I mean, obviously, I appreciate it big time. It's very thoughtful, very kind, and generous for sure. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, yeah, Church on the Move. I'm familiar. I'm very familiar. I'm very familiar with Church on the Move. Mm, yeah, I hear you. Not your business. Yeah, yeah. Some of mine are tribute pieces. My sister passed away, and so I got a tribute piece to her right here. And she liked Hello Kitty, so I got a Hello Kitty. And then you all knew about my Pomeranian that recently passed away. 7 raptures, dear Lord. You don't have a tattoo, but if you did have one, it'd be a Satan kitty. Honestly, when I was first reading that, I thought you were gonna say it'd be me. I'm like, "What?" That'll be the day, right? That's when you're liked, is if thank you, Lady Alex. That would be yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Uh that would be the day, right? If I ever see a tattoo of my mug, my face on someone, um, that I have to admit that'd be cool, right? Weird, but cool. Right? I mean, it'd be like, that's cool, but kind of odd. Man, you guys are commenting so much. I hope that you're commenting with each other and talking to each other because I can't even keep up with all these. Well, thank you. I think that's one of the things that I hear a lot, that people think I add sanity to the craziness because I'm fairly balanced in my views. I'm not extreme, in any way. Um, and and just frankly, when I was a Christian, like a, I wasn't a the extreme weird wackadoodle wackanut Christian either. You know what I mean? Like when I was a Christian, I wasn't a far out crazy nutball. And then, now as an atheist, I'm not a crazy nutball, atheist that's just like anti everything and just and not every atheist is clearly like that, but I've definitely seen some atheists where I'm like, damn, dude, like you're hateful. You know what I mean? Like you're not happy, I don't think. Like you probably need God in your life. I know it's imaginary, but like what the fuck's up with you? So, for me, that's one of the probably the best compliments that I ever get, honestly, is that I add some sanity to this conversation. Um, because I'm just not extreme. And yeah, you know, I mean, I'm atheist. I don't, you guys, you all know what atheism is. Atheism gets misconstrued all the time. Atheism is just, I don't see enough evidence to convince me to believe in God. Therefore, I'm atheist. Atheism doesn't mean I know there's no God. Doesn't mean I'm anti God. Doesn't mean I'm, you know what I mean? Like, again, how could you be against something that doesn't exist, right? It'd be like, I'm against a tooth fairy. Like, what? Like, dude, you know there's no tooth fairy. So how are you against a tooth fairy that doesn't exist? It's the same thing. Oh, geez, yeah. If you're in Tennessee, you might need to move. Well, I appreciate that, lovely princess. Oh, dude, Christianity, some of those dysfunctional people in there ever. Hello, I guys, like those of you that watch my channel, if you're new here, I'm hello. By the way, my name's Timmy Gibson, former fundamental evangelical tongue talking Holy Ghost rolling pastor. Did that for 30 years. I forgot to say all that. Uh, yeah, I pastored for 30 years, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't just like a Sunday Christian. I was a motherfucking pastor. Like I was doing the thing. So yeah, uh, I was in it. I really did believe it because I'm not wearing my. Anyway, I thought about putting my contacts on, but then I would have had to put my other glasses on to read the comments. I'm trying to see if I can see them, but yeah, there is no such thing as hell. Hell is a made up thing religiously. Oh, good question. Man, you're asking a lot of good questions, Mr. Green. So, no, my wife is not atheist. She's spiritual, not religious. But what we really connect on is everything I say about religion and, the Bible, God being the only way, Jesus is the only way, truth, and life. She doesn't believe any of that bullshit. So her and I agree on the big pieces of what I talk about here, fundamental evangelical Christianity. Yeah, she's in alignment with all of that. But she's a very spiritual person, and I think it's beautiful on her, um, and her and I have a lot of conversations. And I love and respect her. She loves and respects me, and yeah, it works. I think the only time that it wouldn't work is if someone is fundamental about their beliefs, meaning I believe what I believe, but then I believe that's the only way, and so you have to believe it too, right? But she doesn't demand that I believe in some of the things that she might believe in. And same with me. Like, I don't think the only way to happiness is to be an atheist. To me, atheism is just honest, authentic for me, right? Like, that's me being honest and authentic. I can't believe. Like, I don't even know how. I don't really even know how to put that. I couldn't just like decide to believe. Like, I know it's bullshit. I like, no, like, I don't believe it. Because there's no evidence for it. So the only thing that would ever convince me to change would be if there was some like genuine, real, bona fide evidence. Then I could believe, right? Because I could see proof, and there's just no proof for it. Yeah, there's no way I could believe by faith. I just don't think that way anymore. Um, that'd be like if someone says, I have a purple dragon in my backyard. I'd be like, well, can I see it? No, you just have to take my word for it. Like, see, I'm done with that bullshit. I'm done with that, right? Like the rapture today. It ain't happening. Abso-fucking-lutely, for sure. It's not happening. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not ever. The rapture is made up. I think it was invented like in the 1800s or something. Like, it's a new invention. It's not real. And I know you guys all know that. But there are a bunch of fucking people out there that are thinking they're gonna, but then they move the goalpost. That's what's so crazy about Christianity. Okay, so tomorrow, every moron who was believing that the rapture was gonna happen, tomorrow will wake up, and 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 then they'll pivot. They'll move the goalposts. And whatever moron preacher out there that was whatever will say, oh, I read that one scripture wrong. We have to add up that other verse with that verse. And then that means it's the year 2026. I mean, it's just, that's what they do. And the fact that people keep fucking falling for it is beyond me. It's beyond me. It's almost like somebody that stays with an abusive partner and they keep getting beaten, and then they say they were sorry, and then they take them back, and then they do it again, and then it happens again. It's like, at what point do you go, maybe this isn't a good relationship? Maybe this person's abusive. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like, I understand psychological trauma, and I understand that, but it's like, at some point, it's like, how many times are you going to believe that the rapture is going to happen on a certain date at a certain time, and that day and that time comes and goes before you finally think, maybe it ain't gonna happen. Like, maybe this is like, they've made like 5 predictions and they've all been wrong. So maybe it's not real, right? It is a mental condition. It truly is. Literally, there's got to be some psychology in there that is. Randy will be upset when he wakes up tomorrow morning. What? Oh, thank you. Thank you, RLS. Seriously, thank you so much for your support. Wow. I really appreciate it, guys. Uh, or a farmer. Oh, thanks. God is 100% not real. Jesus Christ, who maybe did actually live and exist 2,000 years ago, died. And that's it. That's where it ends, right there. Yeah, I've had to delete Randy 2 times. He keeps trying to sneak back in. That in itself is a little odd, right? Don't say goddamn, say damn. All right. Back to my story. What happened to me? And oh, dear Lord. That's bullshit, farmer. That's bullshit. That is total bullshit. That is made up. Surely you know this. Come on, everybody. Help this person. Like, really? Someone just said, we didn't hear from those 500 witnesses. There is zero. Let me just sincerely, okay, let me calm down. Let me just say this, farmer. Just for real, for real. Stop typing right now, for real. Just listen to what I'm going to say, okay? And I mean this sincerely. We have not one writing from any of the supposed 500 witnesses. Okay, so there's that. We don't have one writing from one of those 500 witnesses. We don't have not one extra biblical account of any of that. It's just someone saying there was 500 witnesses. There weren't 500 witnesses. That'd be like me saying 1,000 people saw that happen. Okay. It's not real. And I don't know if it's I'm a Miss Farmer. I'm trying to be sweet here. Do you know Matthew didn't write Matthew? Mark didn't write Mark. Luke didn't write Luke. Any Bible scholar, every Bible scholar knows this. Even people that are Christian, they didn't write those books. They weren't eyewitnesses, hon. Like, surely you know this, right? They weren't eyewitnesses. You know this, right? You know there's no eyewitnesses in the Bible, right? I learned that in Bible college. Like, so this isn't about whether there's a God or not, or whether Jesus existed or not. Thank you so much, Joel. I really, really appreciate it. Seriously, thank you so much. Yeah, like there are no eyewitness accounts. And if you don't know that, I'm sorry, but that's just the absolute, that's a fact. There are no eyewitnesses in the Bible. This was all written some 60 years later. That's the book of Mark. 60 years after the fact. So, the reason I'm getting a little amped up here, Ms. Farmer, is look up Bart Ehrman. He's a Bible scholar. Look him up. And there's other Bible scholars that are Christian, and this is stuff that's known. Like, this is stuff that's actually known, that there are no eyewitness accounts in the Bible. The only one that even comes close is, I think, is it Paul on the road to Damascus. Sometimes he's considered an eyewitness, but he was an eyewitness of the resurrected Jesus, supposedly, which is complete horseshit. Complete horseshit. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because that Randy guy, he keeps creating new accounts, keeps trying to get back in the chat. That's so funny. Literally, he's created like 3 or 4 accounts to get in here. Oh my gosh. No, Miss Farmer, you's wrong, girl. Just take it. Just learn. Just know. Go do your own research. It ain't real. There is no God. There's for sure no Bible God. There's no God listening to prayers. There's no God watching out for you. There's no God protecting you divinely. That's not happening. If there was, there wouldn't have been the Camp Mystic tragedy. And if you think that that was the devil, you're more confused, delusional than you could ever even imagine. So the devil beat God? So the devil is stronger than God? It's complete horseshit. It's complete horseshit. It's delusional. And you're free to believe it, though. Like, you're free to believe it, you know? Like, you're okay. If you want to believe it, you can keep believing it. Yes, I'm drinking coffee. I can drink coffee typically at night, though the last couple nights I had coffee a little bit later than normal, and kept me up a little bit. Leah's at work waiting for the trumpets to sound. Oh, I'm sure Randy will create another account and get in here again. Ow, I just bumped my elbow. Jesus is not coming back. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. That's never going to happen. It's fiction. It is made up. It's not real. So anyway, I was going to share. So, some of the things that there's a few things that really led me away from Christianity. And I've said this in my videos, but that I really like that saying, the truth, you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And that's literally, ultimately, what happened to me is that I began to see the truth, like science is a thing, dinosaurs are real. or were real, right? I mean, that like dinosaurs existed. Um, Adam and Eve weren't real. The Earth is not 6,000 years old. Because I remember I was raised as a literalist, like the Bible's literally true. And then I started learning that the Bible's literally not true. And that didn't I didn't lose my faith at that point. I just started thinking, oh, okay, maybe some of these things are allegorical. Some of these things, some of these things are fine. And I think someone's coming to my door. Hang on, guys.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's
Sorry
up?
to bother you.
Yeah.
Did you get some flowers here today by chance?
I did.
They're from my wife. They're from a friend.
Oh my gosh, let me give them to you.
No, you're good.
Because it was rained on and someone told me they sent us flowers. So I just opened it up and put them in here.
Oh, no, you're good.
I'll bring them out to you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, someone called me today and asked if we got our flowers. So when I saw them, I just opened them.
I would have assumed the same thing. My wife's friend put 4208 instead of our house. And my wife was looking across the street and she's like, it's their house. Can you go ask? I'm like,
oh my gosh. No, absolutely, bro. Sorry, I just opened them. Yeah. Yep. Well, apparently I stole someone's flowers. So yeah, we got flowers. No, Jesus is not coming back. I got flowers sent to the house today because I had a friend of mine that owns a flower shop told me he sent flowers to us. And so when I opened up the door today, there were flowers out front. I was like, oh my gosh. So I brought them in and all that stuff. And then my neighbor, apparently they were their flowers. I didn't look at the address when I got the flowers. So that happened. Anyway, okay, what's everybody saying? Oh, brother. We got a bunch of weird Christians in here, I think, don't we? The flowers got raptured. Yeah, the timing of that was wild. Had I not had the friend tell us that he sent us flowers, I would have never thought. I would have probably looked at the label. I guess I didn't look at the label to know what was happening. Oh yeah, no, of course I do read the Bible still. Yeah, I do. I don't read it obviously in the same way that I used to read it. Clearly, I know it's a mythical book. I know it's not real. I yeah, I just yeah, I do still read it. Yeah, there's too many comments to keep up. Oh, you're a moron, Spencer. No, hey, listen, Miss Farmer, just hush about it. Listen, I know it's bullshit. I know it's not real. I know it's not true. It's a delusion, but you're welcome to believe it. It's okay. And you don't need me to believe it in order to, right? Like you just believe it. It's okay. You can go ahead and believe it. I know it's not true, but if you want to go ahead and believe it, you surely can. Here's something I find fascinating as an atheist. I do not ever try to convince or convert people to be an atheist. I share my story, I say what I think, but I don't try to convince people not to believe. That's the fascinating thing about Christians is they are always trying to convince you to believe. Well, that's because we love you. We don't want you going to hell. Oh, is that what it is? Really? That's what it is? No, that's not what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I think it's weird. I think it's weird that, especially the Mormons and the Jehovah's Witnesses, I mean, they try so hard to convince you that they got the truth and you should believe what they like, all that stuff. It's just crazy. So yeah, it's a delusion, but you're more than welcome to believe it. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to tell you to not believe it. I'm telling you what I believe or don't believe, right? I'm just sharing my story. I don't go, I never go on Christian YouTubes and try to get people to not believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never do that. Now, maybe some people do. I don't, because I'm not trying to win people to atheism. Like, that's just not. I'm not trying to do that. I don't care what you believe. Um, I mean, if you're a Christian, great. Just don't be a weird one. Like, just don't be a moron about it. Don't be weird. But like, be a Christian. This, yeah, it's awesome. Do you? Like, cool. Um, yeah, but I'm atheist. I have the right to be atheist. I have a right to look at it and think this is clearly not true. It's a delusion. I don't believe it. Um, and the one thing that I thought was really interesting too in my journey, and I'll be coming to a close here in a second. One of the things that was curious to me is when I was a Christian, I thought that atheists, I thought they hated God. B, I thought they were mean, terrible people. And I don't, and I, clearly I had never really known of meeting an atheist at the time. So these are just things I thought in my mind. What I heard from the Christian circles, about atheists are evil, they're without God, they're blah, blah. And that's just not true. And one of the strangest things for me was as I'm believing less and less, I'm moving away from Christianity, and as I'm walking away, I'm just becoming aware, like, wow, how am I still a nice guy? Well, like, why am I not robbing Quick Trips now? Like, why am I not, you know? It's like, what? Why? Like, I'm still nice. I still tell the truth. I'm still, you know what I mean? Like, I know this might seem weird to those that were always atheist or always, secular. I was just under the impression that without God, I would be completely unhinged. And as I was walking further and further away from religion, I was just shocked that I was still a good person. I mean, for real. No, Satan does. Oh yeah, that's right. Satan doesn't exist. I just saw that comment. There is no devil. There's no God. There's no devil. There's no Holy Ghost. Now Jesus probably lived 2,000 years ago. I mean that's realistic and plausible and fine. But he didn't walk on water. He didn't turn water into wine. He didn't heal Lazarus. Like none of that. None of that is true. That is all made up. None of that is true. Anyway, so I found that it was so shocking to me. It was such an odd thing for me to experience, to be living my life and um, still living like a good life, and still having a strong desire to be good and kind and caring and thoughtful, and you know what I mean? Like I still had love in my heart. All those things were quite shocking to me, uh, to experience as an atheist, because I didn't think it was possible. I just didn't think it was possible. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. I committed to 1 hour. I did 1 hour. Um, thank you, everybody, even the Christians. Uh, the one thing I would say to you Christians is like, hey, you do you, believe what you want. It's a free country. Um, the only thing that I would say to Christians is just read. You know what I mean? Like read, and I don't mean like read the fucking Bible. Like that's no. I mean you can read the Bible. That's fine, but read other books outside the Bible and not Christian books. Like read books by experts. Bart Ehrman is a great place to start if you really want a Bible scholarly view on Scripture, like the truth. I would highly recommend that. One of the books that changed my life, Richard Dawkins' book, God Delusion, Christopher Hitchens' books, or the book God is Not Great. Sam Harris has written some books. There's a book called Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. Harari, I think is how you say it. Great book. That was pivotal. That was a real pivotal read for me when I read that book. It really was helpful. But anyway, I truly love you all, even the Christians, even the weird ones, even the trolls. I appreciate everyone, and I appreciate you watching. And there's a part of me that, which I don't have this kind of time, but maybe I'll come back on at 11 o'clock tonight and we can do the last hour together. But listen, I'm going to tell you right now, the rapture is not happening today. 100%, definitely not happening. I have a video coming out tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. It's fun. Maybe I'll do another live here coming up shortly, and we can talk more about all this stuff. Hey, do make comments. I'll go back and read through some of these comments. If I was to do some kind of a weekend conference up in Kansas City and make it very affordable, like, obviously it'd have to work. It'd have to make sense. All the things would have to make sense, especially if I'm going to bring in a special speaker and all that kind of stuff, which I would be one of the speakers. But, if I had to bring in another speaker, we have to pay them and all that. So, I just don't know, I don't, yeah, I just don't know. But if you're interested and think that you would be willing to come to Kansas City for an extended weekend, we do like a Friday night deal, like a Saturday breakfast, maybe do some free time in the afternoon, and then a Saturday evening event, and then finally end it with like some kind of a Sunday morning non-religious church service, if you will, and get a chance for other people like-minded to meet, as well as for me to get a chance to meet you and you to get a chance to meet me, and all that stuff. I think it could be fun. I think it could be fun. I think we'll be having a good time. All right. Peace, everybody. Be good to yourself. Be good to your friends. And thank you for being here today. All right. How do I do this? I always forget how to turn this off. Do I just end it? It says 49 seconds short.